creativity, it's Adam Sessler and Morgan Webb.
But it's more filling, yeah. Lots of creativity.
Hello and welcome to Xplay, show on television.
We think of a more original tagline, but we're out of creativity.
On today's show, 2 games about America's favorite pastime.
There's a bitching about gas prices game.
Baseball, Sessler.
Oh, that's right.
Baseball. It reminds us of a far more innocent time. If you ignore the steroids, the fistfights, and the spousal abuse.
That's right. MLB goes up against MVP baseball on the PSP, and we'll tell you which one you should be buying.
Plus, more weird games and the sequel to one of the creepiest and most violent survival horror games ever to hit the Xbox. It's The Suffering, Ties That Bind.
But the very best part of the show, we have a look at a next-gen game directed by John Woo and starring Chow Yun-fat.
Yay. Plus, we have a 50-cent game.
Ooh, I hope it's a point-and-click resource management sim with bling mining.
No. But before the thugging, the shooting, and the slaying begin, we'll take a moment to look at something good and wholesome, as long as no one has to take a drug test. Baseball. Here's our review of EA's MVP baseball for the PSP.
What is going on with EA? Okay, we know that they allegedly overwork and underpay their employees, but dudes, you spit out nothing but video game gold. Now we get Catwoman, GoldenEye, Rogue Agent, and this?
At least PSP-owning baseball fans have another option, and that option is MLB for the PSP.
Here's our review.
So there you have it. If you want a baseball game, buy MLB, not MVP.
You'll be oh so happy that you did.
And later in the show, you'll be oh so sick to your stomach when we show you Gore Galore in the sequel to The Suffering. Gore Galore, that rhymed.
Yes, you're a regular Sylvia Plath.
Sylvia Plath did not write rhyming poetry. I think that's why she killed herself. Rhyming just makes people happy. Unless the rhymes are crappy.
You know, in my mind, I'm opening up the oven door and sticking my head inside of it.
Coming up, it's Adam Sessler and Morgan Webb.
12, huh? That's a lot of clones of us.
Guess that explains why there's so many fake profiles of us on Friendster.
Maybe that's why. Welcome back to Xplay.
Rap stars, they're the true Renaissance men of the 21st century. They sing, they act, and make hideous clothing lines, and they star in their own video games.
So who's the latest rapper to cross into the virtual realm? Why, 50 Cent.
And you know what? He's pretty believable as the hero of a shooting game because, well, we know he can take a bullet or 9 and keep going. Here's our first look at 50 Cent Bulletproof.
Actually, 50 Cent isn't the only real celebrity making a game.
There's a certain Hong Kong action star who Morgan has this thing for.
It's Chow Yun-fat game, and it's directed by John Woo, and it's a sequel to Hard Boiled, which is arguably one of the most influential Hong Kong films of all time. Oh, and did I mention it's next gen yet? It'll be coming out on the Xbox 360 and the PS3. Anything to add, Adam?
Well, yeah, actually, I was going to...
Here's our first look at the trailer for Stranglehold.
Ah, yes, the glorious third-person martial arts game in glorious next-gen. Oh, I love it.
Don't forget the shooting. There's shooting, too. And it has Chow Yun-fat. I want to play it now.
Morgan really does like Chow Yun-fat. She may have been the only person I see play the Crouching Tiger game just because he was in it. Fortunately, she didn't spend money to see him in the movie Anna and the King.
Yeah, because there's only so much I'm willing to do for love.
Pending, it's Adam Sessler and Morgan Webb.
Hopefully it's not adults only.
Well, I think I would have to take my pants off for that.
Please keep your pants on.
Welcome back to Xplay.
Weird games. We've played a lot of them. Some are beautiful in their simplicity, and some are about giant cockroaches. Well, I know I'm not the only one who played Bad Mojo.
But sometimes weird games can teach us things, too.
Like our next game. Here's our look at this evolutionary edition of Weird Games presented by EB Games.
Seeing cubes in the wild like that really takes me back to the 16-bit era.
You know, it's funny to think that even in the age of GTA's hot coffee mod, Cubivore's evolutionary content might actually be controversial to some people.
You know, there's a hidden mod in Cubivore that lets you play a creationism minigame. It's called Hot God, and in it, your cube doesn't have to do anything except give up one of his cube ribs.
I like ribs. They're delicious.
Oh, they are.
Up 30 minutes following consumption of Adam Sessler and Morgan Webb.
Welcome back to Xplay. We hope you brought a blindfold.
Why? Because this next game is very violent, and we like to give you advance notice on these sort of games because, you know, sometimes young children are watching this program and we like to give them time to cover their parents' eyes before the objectionable content begins.
Now, the game in question is the sequel to Midway's The Suffering. Why was it so violent? Oh, I don't know, maybe because it was a survival horror game set in a prison and the hero is a guy who murdered his family.
Or did kill his family, depending on how you played the game.
See, the first game had a couple of different endings, and if you still have them saved on your memory card, when you can start the second game, it'll have a different beginning depending on how you played the original.
And if all of this is confusing, pretty much all you need to know is that this game is insanely gory, filled with F-bombs. Here's our preview of The Suffering. Ties the Bind. Now,
Later in Ties the Bind, you can also play real shooting sequences where you ride around in the bed of a truck. We aren't really sure why midway out of these, scenes, but I guess they just wanted to spice up the gameplay.
as the monsters to explode into chunks weren't spicy enough.
And speaking of spicy, we got some viewer mail.
Okay, we got an envelope, all right, from Utah. We opened it, and the only thing in it,
Utah's an exciting place.
this. Yeah, it's a picture of a lemur as my mom. This guy must have read my bio, but you're wrong. That's not my mom. That's my half sister.
She's adorable. You see the resemblance.
It's all the way in Madagascar. I can't tell.